Hey guys, it's Sade and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my language study plan, language study schedule, whatever you want to call it. I decided to make this video because my speaking Japanese for 24 hours video kind of got a little bit of views, so I thought some of you may be interested or that this might be helpful for someone who wants to learn Japanese or learn a different language or learn multiple languages at the same time. So yeah, let's get into the video. So getting into a little bit of background about me, English is my first language, but I thought that it would be so helpful that if I learned other people's languages to help decrease or lower that barrier of misunderstanding just from communication. So language has been something I've always been interested in, and I made it a goal of mine pretty young to learn all of the Latin languages or the Romance languages. So that kind of determined my language trajectory. I've always been interested in Spanish, and I was kind of around it throughout my childhood at different points. So that was the first language that I decided to start with. I started learning Spanish seriously in 8th grade, and I took that for 5 years throughout high school, and I took Latin for 4 years throughout high school while I was learning Spanish. So I took those two languages together. And then when I got to college, I started taking Italian. It really wasn't my speed. I wanted to change it up because I had done 5 years of 2 Latin-based languages, and I wanted to change it up a little bit. So that's where I jumped into Japanese and have been studying Japanese ever since. Now I do hope to continue learning Spanish. I do hope to implement Italian back in. I did start learning Korean, and I do hope to put French in there, Mandarin in there, Arabic, Portuguese, and hopefully one other language. Not sure what that is, but those are my language goals. I do want to become a polyglot. So right now, the big language that I am focusing on is Japanese, and I am going to throw Spanish back in there to relearn some things and hopefully kind of maintain my level. I was almost at a fluent level, so I kind of want to get back to that. And I am also starting to learn Korean. So those are the 3 languages that I'm going to be focusing on, and then later on, maybe in a year or so, I'll add Italian back in, and then hopefully add in French and then Mandarin. So today in this video, in my template, I'm only going to be focusing on Japanese, Spanish, and Korean. So before we get started, disclaimer, this is not my own template. I found this template from a TikTok creator over a year ago, so I'm not claiming this as my own. I don't own it. It is not mine. I don't know, and I am sorry to the creator who made this that I cannot give you credit, but yeah. So here's my Notion. I have called it the Language Study Hub, and I start off with my weekly schedule. So as you can see, I have Monday through Sunday. I started my week off with Monday instead of Sunday because I like to review on Sundays and start new material on Monday. So for what I decided is that Mondays and Fridays and Saturdays, 3 days out of the week, I will be focusing my studies on Spanish and Korean, and I've divided my time up between morning and night. In between those 2 times, I will be working, so that's a nice little break for my brain to relax and switch over into different language modes, thinking, mindset, whatever you want to call it. And on these days, I don't have it listed. I will be reviewing like Japanese flashcards just to keep my memory and that consistency. And then Tuesday through Thursday, I will be focusing on Japanese. I commute to work, so this will be the perfect time for me to focus on Japanese only, and then hopefully on my way back home, I will be able to go through some flashcards for Spanish and Korean. So my goal here is to focus on certain languages on certain days and review simple things, little things, maybe flashcards 5 or 10 minutes the days that I'm not focusing on them. And then when we get to Sunday, that will be my review day. So I like to kind of test myself. I like to come up with like a vocab test and go through grammar points and check my work afterwards to see if it's correct with different answer keys I may find. So going down a little bit, I have my course hub. So going down a little bit, I have my course hub. So I have labeled them languages 1 through 3, and then when I start to add in more languages, they will appear here. So let's click on Japanese, for example. I see the title. Here's a little quote that I did not insert. Whoever originally created this template, this is all done by them. The pictures, everything. So if you want to, you can change these. So up here, I have my resources and a to-do list. So I will be changing this weekly. Whatever I'm focusing on that week, I will put up here. So let's say week 1, I will be learning vocab and kanji. And so I will put that up here, learn vocab and make flashcards, learn kanji and make flashcards. And then at the end of week 1, I will quiz myself. And then for week 2, I will go on to grammar. And then at the end of week 2, I will quiz myself on my grammar. So it takes me about 1 week to complete one lesson or one chapter. 1 week, 2 weeks to complete one lesson or one chapter. So I know this may be slow for some. If you want to change it, of course you can, but this is just what works for me. So I will complete 2 lessons or 2 chapters in 4 weeks, and then I create assignments for myself. So this first assignment, I will write a paper, and then again, the next 4 weeks I'll be doing 2 lessons or chapters and then another assignment, and I will create kind of like a midterm or an exam for myself. If I don't do that, I will take one of the online JLPT quizzes for Japanese, which are like the official language placement tests. If you want to be a certified speaker, if you want to have a certificate of your language abilities. And then this goes on for the entirety of the book. So I try to keep it so that way I'm learning, quizzing myself, so that way I can understand what I need to work on and go back and review. So this is pretty much my schedule for Japanese. I like to switch it up because doing a paper every single time or taking a quiz every single time can be tedious. And to throw a little bit of fun in there, I will make another YouTube video speaking in Japanese. So let's go back to the home page, but that is just an example. Let's go and show you another example of what my course hub specifically for Spanish will look like. So again, resources. I have different textbooks up here, vocabulary lists. This is the official vocabulary list for the beginner level, certified beginner level, which is A1. And then again, the dictionary resource. I love this website for Spanish. And then just some extra grammar points. And again, what I will be going through the first week. So like I said, with this Spanish, I will be reviewing everything that I learned. I don't exactly know how long it's going to take me, which is why I left the due date blank. But we'll see how fast I get through everything. So I have vocab, grammar, kind of set up like Japanese. I don't think that I would be taking 2 weeks for one chapter or one lesson. But let's click on them because you can make these into individual pages and just listing what I will be doing that week. So I have my vocab list 1, 2, and 3 that I will be learning. And then for grammar, I will be going over, these are the grammar points that I'll be going over for the week. And you can change your tags. So I have Spanish, Korean, and Japanese, and you can change that there. And then I also, again, have the assignment types, quiz, exams, papers, and then once you're done, you can hit completed. So moving on, there's also a weekly to-do list. So up here, I will be changing this periodically each week, each day. I will put what I need to do for Spanish that day up here and what I need to do for Korean that day. And then lastly, make sure I review for Japanese. And then on Tuesday, I will put whatever I need to review for Japanese and then just go over some vocab for Spanish and Korean just to keep that consistency. And then over here on this side, we have our monthly overview with a calendar. So over here, I like to add in different assignments. So like with Japanese, I had assignments 1 through 6, like the big things like a paper or an exam or making a YouTube video. And what I'll do is I'll add it in and I'll label it exam and then put it down and then boom. So just so you can see kind of an overview of the major things or major milestones that you want to get to. Over here, I did not create this. The original creator put this in this BTS Lo-Fi and Piano Spotify playlist. If you want to change this, you can. I don't really know any of these songs, so it doesn't really bother me. And it's an instrumental, just the piano, so it doesn't bother me. It's made for studying. Like I said, you can change all of this and customize it to what you like, including the pictures, the colors, the font, and the setup. So down at the bottom, I have my goals. What languages do I want to learn? Like I went through over at the beginning, I would list Spanish, Japanese, Korean, Italian, and then what are my goals in each language? So like for Japanese, my goal is to speak, read, write, and obviously listen so that way I can have a conversation. But maybe when I take Mandarin, my goals will be to only speak and read and not necessarily write. So I won't have to learn each stroke character in a Chinese character. Maybe this character has 20 strokes, and I'm not going to learn all that. I just need to be able to recognize it. And then to what level do I want to learn each language? So for example, with Japanese, I want to become advanced. For Spanish, I want to be fluent. For Arabic, maybe I want to be intermediate. These are all things you can change. And I have my goals down at the bottom because I don't like to focus on that. Sometimes it's like this looming dark energy, constant reminder of maybe I'm not moving as fast as I would like. So I like to keep my goals hidden and but still visible somewhere that I can pull it out and remind myself of why I'm doing this to give myself a little bit of motivation. Of course, you can add more drop downs and curate it to what your goals and your wants are. And you can also move it around. Maybe somebody does want it at the top and wants it to be very visible and clear for them. Moving on to the template for you guys, now that we're done going through mine, here it is. Again, like I said, you can change these images to whatever you want. Change the font. You can change what you want to call these items. You can even change the color of the background of this text here. I did put the goals up top. Again, like I said, you can move them around. And then for the weekly schedule, my week starts on Monday. Maybe you want your week to start on Sunday, or maybe you don't want to study a language for all of these days and you might delete one. And then, of course, here, Course Hub, you can put whatever you want your language to be, number 1, number 2, number 3, and what that language is. And then you can customize it again, change your pictures, change this quote. You can add your resources if you have online links, or maybe you just want to know you have a physical copy of a textbook and you want to use that, but you want to put it here, go right for it, and then your to-do list. And then again, you can add your assignments or what you plan to cover for that week or that day or that month, whatever you want. And you can change languages, add some. Let's add one. Arabic. And then create. And then you can change the color, whatever you want. Same thing over here with quiz type. You can change the date. Let's change it to be due July 30th. Boom. And you can set reminders So you'll get a notification and then you can complete it. So you can customize these pages to whatever you want. Again, same thing, if you have small minor things that you want to achieve each day, you can go on and put them right here. You can customize your calendar, and again, customize this playlist. Change it if you want, keep it, delete it. And again, I want to emphasize that all of these things can be changed and moved around. If you want this section to go all the way at the bottom, go for it. You want this section to be at the top, go for it. But that is the template. I will be linking it down below, and I hope you guys like it. You can change whatever you want to change. I will not be offended. It's not even my template, so yes. So that was my language learning schedule, my template. I hope you guys can use this and curate it to your needs and help you accomplish your language goals. I am on the road to becoming a polyglot, so let's see how long it takes me and how I get there. Hope you guys stay for the journey, and good luck on learning your languages and achieving all that you want to achieve. Again, this template is not mine, so I am sorry to the creator who did make this. I wish I could credit you, but I will be linking this one down below. And if any of you know who created this template, go ahead and tag them or at them or whatever. But if you watched this far, thank you for watching, and I hope to create more content. I really don't want this to be a language or study channel. I really am focused on fashion, but my goals in learning languages do overlap with my fashion goals, so I figured I can always manipulate and cater my language goals and how I share that with you guys and relate it to fashion. We'll see, I don't know, but if you made it this far and watched, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.